Yes, yes. We are back. Make sure and salute. Happy New Year to everybody. That Ain't Rap Podcast. Your host, Triborough, and Mike from Mike's Movie Corner and more. And we are
That was good, Jay.
discussing best, worst, and mid movies of 2025. And we I think me and Reggie did this like years ago. And I'm like, I want to do another one. 'Cause I've seen some pretty good movies from last year. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
some pretty mid films, and then it was trash, unfortunately, that made this list. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think really, I think the first movie I saw last year was Captain America and
Mm.
Red Hulk. That shit was trash.
Oh
That
wow.
shit was bad. Like that, and it's the fact that they put it out in February. I already knew it was probably gonna be bad because a lot of films that come out in January, February are no good. And,
Right.
and I felt like that could have been so much better. It was like one battle scene with Captain America and Red Hulk at like the end of the movie, but it was a whole bunch of talking and you know, um, um, the new Captain America like getting used to his new role, Falcon getting used to his new role as Captain America. I'm like, yo, this is they could have saved that for like the TV show. Like this was just trash,
Right.
you know. But I think like it got good when Sinners came out. Like when Sinners came out, what was that like April? I think March, April.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I went to see that, and that was pretty good. I think that's when like the good movies started to come out. Like
Right.
Sinners was good. I expect Sinners to get a couple of Oscar nominations, and you know
Yeah.
they won at the award
Yep.
show.
I
Was that
agree.
wasn't that at the Golden Globes? They won some awards.
Yeah. They got some Golden Globe
Yeah,
nominations. One for Michael B.
yeah,
Jordan, Best
that was good. Good
Picture. Best Director, Ryan
good
Coogler.
cast, good soundtrack.
Um. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Soundtrack's good. Yeah.
good storyline. It wasn't just a vampire film. Like it had like some history and backstory behind the characters. You know,
Yeah.
you know, I definitely enjoyed it. I would love to see them do like a prequel or like a sequel. Like the way that they ended it off, like with that post credit scene, and the way that
Mm-hmm.
they had that, and I could definitely see like a TV series for that or something. But
Right.
great film, and for that to be like a vampire film with a lot of backstory and good character development and a soundtrack. We haven't seen that in forever. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say like since Bram Stoker's Dracula, really. I think we've
Oh
seen
wow.
that. But that had like
Wow.
a good
Yeah.
soundtrack. I remember Annie Lennox from the Rhythmics was on that soundtrack, and
Yeah.
cast was great. The director, the story.
Mm-hmm.
They still trying to copy what Bram Stoker's Dracula did. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that was an epic movie in itself when that came out. But yeah, Sinners was great. As far as like mid movies, I actually like VHS Halloween, and I'm not a
Okay.
fan of those like found footage VHS films. I think it's always like one or two good um segments in those, and then the rest is like shit. But this one was actually
Mm-hmm.
good. I actually enjoyed VHS Halloween, especially like the story with the two girls going into the haunted house. They went trick or treating, and they were
Mm-hmm.
going into the haunted house or whatever.
Yeah.
And when they there's like a lot of shit going on in that haunted house with like the babies, and I like that they should have made that like a full film or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but that was pretty good. Um Karate Kid Legends, I thought it was decent. I don't think it was needed though. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I seen like the last season of Cobra Kai or whatever, and what happened
Yeah.
with that. Um there was no tie-in to Cobra Kai though. That's the thing. It's like it could have been so much better if they
Right.
actually tied in what happened at the end of Cobra Kai with Karate
Mhm.
Kid Legends, and there was no tie-in other than the fact that Johnny made an appearance like at the end.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? That's
true.
the only tie-in to Cobra Kai. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't say it was Danielson because he's always been a part of the franchise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was in there, and I didn't understand what was his reasoning for being there, other than the fact that Jackie Chan's character was like Mr. Miyagi's friend or something like that. But
Right.
we never heard about this friend that Mr. Miyagi knew until the
Right.
movie.
Throughout the whole
You know
series,
what
you
I'm
never
saying? So
knew.
and the thing is, Danielson actually went back to Miyagi's home, and I think that was in Cobra Kai season 4, 5, or whatever. And he went
Yeah.
back, and
Mhm.
remember, him and Chosen were enemies. They were enemies since Karate Kid Part 2.
Right.
He goes back to Miyagi's home, and him and Chosen. He needed Chosen to help him against Cobra Kai, and him and Chosen squash their beef, and they end up becoming friends. But I didn't hear shit about this Mr. Miyagi friend until the movie. I just felt, I'm like, where's the tie to Cobra Kai? It didn't make sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a decent film. Still, I just felt like they really dropped the ball with that film, and not tying it back to Cobra Kai. And you could have had like Miguel in that. You could have had Samantha in that. You could have had like different Cobra Kai cameos in that film. That
True.
just felt like they dropped the ball with that.
Right. That's
You
true.
know, Den of Thieves 2. I remember. I think I saw that. I think that was the first one I saw last year. That came out January last year. I remember
Hmm.
seeing that, and I remember I'm like, yo, we didn't need a sequel to this shit.
Mm.
Did you ever see part one with 50 Cent and
I
Russell
never
Crowe?
seen part. I never seen part
It
one.
was this the first
They're
one was
coming out with a
good.
part three.
Yeah, yeah, they're coming out with a part three. That I'm like, bro, like we didn't actually the sequel wasn't needed for this though.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And then they doing a part three. I'm like, what is gonna happen now in part three? Because 50 Cent's character is dead, even though he came back to executive produce the sequel. His character died in part one.
Yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I'm saying? And then the other dude that was like the head of the thieves or whatever, he died also. They kept this stripper girlfriend alive. The stripper girlfriend came
Right.
back for part two, but I'm like, bro, like we have like two of the main characters that's dead from part one. Like, what was the point of doing the part two and then they doing the part
Right.
three? I'm like, nobody asked for that.
That's
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? Um, who else? What else is on here? Shelby Oaks. Did you see that film?
No.
That was that was a horror film done by there's a YouTube content creator named Chris Stuckman, and he does
Oh
like a
wow.
lot of movie reviews and stuff. And he directed it, and it was supposedly like about a like this girl is gone missing, and her sister went to look for her. There's a lot of shit going on in the. It reminded me of like um Blair Witch. It reminded me of Blair Witch, just without
Hmm.
all the other characters in it. But I don't think they pulled it off well though. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was dark, but it wasn't a lot of action going on. There's a lot of talking, and it's like a mystery type of film. Like you got to figure out like what actually happened to the sister. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Mhm.
The way that they ended it off, supposedly they're doing a sequel for that as well.
Wow.
And it was like there was like a demonic presence in the film, and from what I saw from the film, it seemed like the demonic presence possessed the sister, and I think maybe the sister had to kill herself, and then the presence left the sister and went to the other sister. So now she's possessed. It was just a lot of shit going on. I just felt like they didn't pull that off
Right.
as good as it could have been.
Hmm.
You have any mid tier films or great films that you enjoyed last year?
Yeah. Yeah. I got some. So I'm gonna start off by one of the worst. I think one of the worst Robert De Niro movies I've ever seen, and that's saying something. The Alto Nights. That was the first movie I saw last year.
Uh-huh.
I went into this movie thinking it's gonna be on the level of Casino or level of Goodfellas and all that shit. No, it was not. Like I was expecting more violence. I was expecting a lot more, but instead we get Robert De Niro in Adoro, and this could have been a potential Oscar bait, but at the same time, it just wasn't. It wasn't executed. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And Robert De Niro, throughout the last, I want to say maybe 10 to 15 years, he has done some questionable movies. Now, there's another movie that he did that came out the same time, right around it. Well, yeah, right around the same time, or maybe a month later. So it's called
Mm.
what was it called? Oh, 10. I think it was called 10 Soldier with Jamie Foxx and
I remember that
Scotty.
one. Yeah.
I I think I watched maybe a couple minutes of it. I ended up turning it off, to be real with you. But yeah, like here's a guy who Robert De Niro. Here's a guy who who's been in classics like Taxi Driver, um, Bang the Drum Slowly, Godfather Part Two. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? All of the movies that all the good movies you could think of. Took home 2 Oscars. And it sucks because he did so many good movies, but now he's doing these either movies that is not getting so good reviews
Right.
that's in theaters, or it's going straight to DVD. You know what I'm saying? So it's just sad, like just
Yeah.
see, to say his food, you know what I'm saying? But it's just Hollywood. They want to, promote these TikTok actors, actresses who can't act their way out of a paper bag. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it's just they're taking over Hollywood now.
Yeah.
So, most of the old timers, either they're on their way out or they're just doing like Netflix movies and all that stuff to try to stay relevant,
Right.
which is sad. But yeah, Alto Nights, 100. If you haven't seen it, trash, 100% trash.
I haven't seen it. I don't remember the last Robert De Niro
Yeah,
film I seen.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I've seen The Irishman. I think that's the last one I've seen him in, if I'm not mistaken.
I still have yet to see that. I heard that was good.
Yeah, that was it was long. It was like 3 hours, but it was a decent film. It wasn't the same. It didn't give me Goodfellas or Casino vibes though. I think they were like
Mm,
trying to make it like on that level. I don't think it was a hit on that level.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
As far as like the best films, like I said, I mentioned Sinners, Final Destination, Bloodlines. That really surprised me.
Oh,
Really enjoyed that. I think that's one of the best sequels in the franchise. I think that was like after the first three, I would say it's like right there with them. You know, I like how they tied in, the character of Tony Todd playing, the morticianer, and he plays Death, and that was like his last role before he sadly passed away. And I like how they tied him in, and he had like a connection to like one of the characters, and
right.
they mentioned another character from the past films, and the story was really strong. You know, I know they're gonna be doing another sequel for that. That was good. Weapons was another good film. That was a surprise, and I love that they didn't give away nothing in the Weapons trailer about the film. Cause I hate like these trailers now. You see how many Avengers trailers are coming out? We're gonna
Yeah,
we're
they
gonna
give
see the
away
whole
too much.
damn Doomsday before it actually drops at the end of this year. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
'Cause they coming out with like 4 or 5 trailers for a film that is not even out yet. You know what I'm saying? And by the time
Yeah,
by the time people go see it in December, we're gonna already know what happens in Doomsday. I don't like
exactly.
trailers like that, like where they drop multiple trailers before the movie comes out.
Yeah,
And it was good marketing by the movie company to not give away everything that happened in Weapons, and that was
I
a
think
that was a that's probably like the biggest surprise movie for me last year though, was
I think it
watching
was
it.
Warner Brothers. I think did that. I think don't hold me to it. I think it was Warner Brothers who did weapons, if I'm not mistaken. Don't hold me
Right.
to it.
It was good. I enjoyed it, and it was like supposedly it was like a tie-in to Barbarian was another film where they did that, but they didn't give away what was going on in the trailer, and it was a tie-in with that
Right.
movie as well.
Right.
That was a good film. Fantastic Four, I enjoyed that film. I don't want Marvel to reboot Fantastic Four ever again. Like, leave it the
Right.
way it is now,
Yeah.
and just keep giving us good movies for them, and I know they're gonna be in the Doomsday film. They don't need no more reboots for that. Just
Mm-hmm.
leave it alone. 'Cause I remember going to see the first one when they had what year was that, like 07, I think, the Rise of
Yeah.
Silver Surfer. I went to see that one,
Yeah.
and I actually liked it. I know people didn't care for it. I actually felt like that was a good sequel, and Silver Surfer was like he stole the show in that film. But
Mm-hmm.
this one was good. You have Silver Surfer coming back, but this time it's a female Silver Surfer. I thought she was good. Galactus, I liked how they designed him, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna be in future Marvel films. And I just like everything about it. The look, the costumes for the Fantastic Four, they got everything right. So
Right.
leave it the way it is now. No more reboots for Fantastic Four. You already did that
Mm-hmm.
with that terrible reboot with Michael B. Jordan and shit. Trash.
Oh,
But just
yeah.
leave it the way it is now. I like how they did it. Conjuring Last Rites, that was a good one. Supposedly it's the last one. I thought it was good, but it's not one of the best to me. I still feel like the first two were the best ones. First
Right.
one was a classic, and then the second one with the nun. To me, that's the best ones. I didn't like part three. Thought it was trash. It was two different storylines going on in part three. Last Rites was good. Definitely a lot better than part three. But
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like they're gonna. I know they're doing an HBO series for that though, so I know they're gonna be doing more. They announced another Annabelle sequel. I would like to see a sequel for the Nun. They're doing a sequel for La Lorna as well.
Right.
So they got plenty more Conjuring stuff coming. But supposedly this is the last one with the original cast. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see them pop up at some point in like one of the spin-offs or whatever.
Right. Right.
The Superman film, I had my I was skeptical about that because I've been through all the Superman and Batman reboots.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I like Henry Cavill as Superman. I thought he did a good job, and that the first one, Man of Steel, being directed by Zack Snyder, I think is a classic. Apparently, James Gunn, when he took over DC, he wanted a new Superman, so they kicked Henry Cavill to the curb, and they got the other dude, the new cat. I don't know him from nowhere. Like I ain't seen him in nothing. Reg, what up?
Right.
Salute. But I thought he was a good Superman. They made him more vulnerable in this film, and they included this time Crypto the dog, because I remember
Mm-hmm.
seeing Crypto in the live action series for Titans, and he
Right.
was in that show. But this is like the first time that they had the actual dog in a Superman film, and I felt like the dog was the star of the film. Like he was hilarious. You
Right.
know,
Right.
um, they had a cameo by Supergirl. They having the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow movie coming out this year. I'm interested in seeing that. I don't I
Mm-hmm.
don't like how they have Supergirl now. That she's like a club hopping superhero and she's getting drunk, and I'm like, what Supergirl? Like I get like she's like maybe that's like the modern day take for Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't I want to see where they go with it though. I didn't really care because she was the cameo she made in Superman. She came in she came in there drunk. You know what I'm saying? Like she had like she had a hangover or something. I'm like they really making Supergirl like a drunk white chick. You know what I'm saying? So I want to see where they go with her film, but um,
Yeah.
that was the process. I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, and I don't know. It seemed like I feel like DC got to move on from rebooting Superman and Batman. They've done it too many times already. Like I
Right.
lived through the Christopher Reeves era in the '80s, and then Brandon Routh when he had that one film. They got rid of him. They got Henry Cavill. They got rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
Now they got this new guy. This new guy. playing Superman. I'm like, yo, like when are they gonna stop rebooting their their main two superheroes? Like Batman, same thing with that. I went through, you know, the Michael Keaton era, and then the
Mhm.
Christian Bale era, and then Ben Affleck to me surprised me because I didn't think he could play a good Batman, and then he actually was good in
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice and in Justice League. And then
Hmm.
he had his issues. He had like an alcohol problem. He had to go to rehab, and he had the marriage issues with Jennifer Garner. And
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, like again, y'all rebooted Batman now with
Mm.
Robert Pattinson. So I like
Right.
the Batman. I thought it was a good film. Let's see what they do with part two. But no more rebooting Batman and Superman. They got to stop that.
Yeah, they
Just
do.
pick somebody and run with them and stop rebooting
Yeah.
they two main superheroes.
Yeah.
It's like this is why they always been behind Marvel because Marvel don't do that shit. They pick
Right.
one guy for Iron Man, they pick one guy for Captain America, and so on, and they let them do their thing. DC is the opposite. They want to reboot every 10 years the same fucking characters.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's time when this like you know how many people
Facts.
that buy 4Ks that probably got like all the eras of Batman and Superman. I'm not gonna do that. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? As I grew up on the Keaton era of Batman. That's the Batman that I'm sticking to. And same with Christopher Reeves. Even though I like Henry Cavill as Man of Steel, but I'm not gonna be one of those people that's gonna be buying all the incarnations of Batman and Superman.
Right.
It's a waste of money.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they got to stop fooling people by doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
you know, develop your
Some
other characters. Yeah, they got a vast DCU. Develop your other characters and get them on the screen already.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. They need to.
Um, did you see Death of Unicorn?
No, I haven't seen it.
I saw it. I thought the I thought the story was stupid.
Oh no. What is
It
it
just was
about?
like it was like unbelievable, unbelievably stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I think the only reason why I watched the film from the beginning to end was because of Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd. I think Jenna and Paul saved that film. That cast was goofy and stupid. The
Right.
storyline was stupid. Like them hitting a unicorn and then you know they had to deal with like the after effects of like killing the unicorn.
Oh wow.
It was just ridiculously stupid. That could have been a movie on Tubi. That's how stupid it was. You know what I'm saying? And that movie made money. That's the crazy thing. Like it was, I think when it came out, it was like number one for a couple of weeks
Really?
because nobody's seen a stupid movie like that before. They were like, yo, they gotta go to the movie theater to see something stupid like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'll wait till it come on streaming.
Right.
But
Right.
it was unbelievably stupid. But it was only watchable because of Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd. You know, and
Mhm.
I seen people say it was great. I'm like, that movie was not great. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Right.
That was not a
Wow.
great film. Um, and Black Phone 2. Did you get a chance to see that one?
I've seen that one. Yes.
Did you like it?
That movie was fucked up. I ain't gonna hold
It
you.
was.
I sat there, watched that from beginning to end. I'm like, what the hell am I even watching? This movie's so
Well,
fucked up on so many levels. It's not even funny.
good.
I, you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. I actually liked it. I liked
Okay.
it because of how fucked up it is. You know what I'm saying? It kind of had that Freddy Krueger vibe, you know what I mean? A
Yes.
little bit. It had
Yes.
that Nightmare on Elm Street vibe, which
Hmm.
one of my favorite one of the best horror films of all time in my honest
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was getting Freddy Krueger vibes on that movie.
Yes.
I thought it was good for what it was. Fuck good for good.
It was that's what it reminded me of, like the scenes with like the little sister is like she's like dreaming, and then
Mhm.
you have the villain in that movie that's like in her dreams, and but they can't wake her up. Like her brother was trying to wake up, they couldn't wake up. It reminded me of Nightmare on Elm Street, you know.
Yep.
And I actually like part two better than part one. Like part one was good, but I
Hmm.
think part two they stepped it up a notch
Right.
with this story, and I know they're gonna be doing a part three at some point. This movie made a
Yeah.
lot of money, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that was one of the best horror films last year. Did you see 28 years later?
No, you know what? I haven't seen 28 weeks, 28 days. I have not seen
Oh
those
man.
yet.
Well, the first two were the best ones. 28 days and 28 weeks were the best ones.
Right.
This one, too much talking. Too much talking. There wasn't enough action. They're actually doing a trilogy for this shit, and I want to see how they pull this up because I don't feel like this. I don't feel like it needs a trilogy. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like it was good with like
Right.
a sequel, and that's it. But
Mhm.
I don't know, like Bone Temple that's coming out this month. It looked like the same shit from the
Mhm.
last sequel. Like
Oh
it
wow.
looked like they just simultaneously like shot both films and they just cut it up into two parts. And
Oh
if
no.
it's as boring as the last one, they ain't gonna make no money. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And they doing a trilogy, and Cillian Murphy, his character's coming back. I don't know what
Hmm.
he's gonna do, like what his story's gonna be, but
Right.
I thought 28 years later was not good. It was way too
Wow.
much talking. It wasn't enough action, And then I'm looking at the trailer for Bone Temple. I'm like, it's the same shit.
Wow.
What's any different? You got the bald headed guy that
Yeah.
came into towards like the end of like the last film, and he's like the main character now in this film. I'm like, what is gonna be so different about this film than the last one?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I didn't. That was a disappointment because I was waiting for that film, and it has a following, and the fans wanted it for so long. You finally
Hmm.
give us this. You're giving us a trilogy that nobody asked for, and then the first part was trash. You know, um, Predator Badlands. That was a good film.
Mm.
I definitely enjoyed that. Um, this Predator was different from the one we saw in Prey, and Prey was a good film. I like this Predator was like more heroic.
Hmm.
Um, the droid with him though, I know she's supposed to be like part of the aliens universe. I'm like, I don't. There's no connection to her from the alien. She wasn't even in the alien show, so I don't understand what's the connection with her and aliens though, because unless they mentioned her in the show and I just missed that part, but she wasn't in the series.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So supposedly her characters are like a part of that the aliens universe or whatever, but I didn't see her in the series. And she wasn't in none of the films. You know,
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah. So I don't know how they're gonna. Like, I know that at some point they're gonna tie in. They're gonna bring back aliens and Predator. They're gonna do that whole face off thing again. So I think
Hmm.
it's like they're planting the seeds already for that movie to come out at some point. But I just it was a good film. I just didn't understand what was her character, how her character was connected to aliens because she wasn't in the Alien series that came out last year, and she wasn't mentioned from what I remember. You know, maybe it has something to do with the company that was doing the droids or whatever. Maybe they had made her or something. I don't know, but it was a
Right.
good film. I definitely enjoyed it. It was a different story for the Predator series. Um, the astronaut I just saw that a couple of days ago with Kate Mara and Lawrence Fishburne,
Oh, how was
and she
that?
plays she plays she plays an astronaut that she had finished the mission in her coming back to Earth. Her pod had crashed in the sea. They
Hmm.
rescued her, and she worked for NASA. It's like a NASA mission, and
Right.
they took her to like a house that they paid for, and so that she
Mhm.
can recoup. And they were running tests on her. And what they didn't know is something came back with her. And in the beginning scene of the film, her pod, you can see like her pod had like a big hole in it, but they didn't reveal that until like later on in the film. But
Wow.
um, it was a surprising twist that I kind of like. I was thinking of the twist, but like there's a twist in the movie, like at the
Hmm.
end. But she was experiencing like dizziness and the side effects of being in space when she came back and she
Right.
had to recoup. And Lawrence Fishburne plays her father.
Oh, oh.
And so off the bat, when you see Kate Mara, she's a
Hmm.
Caucasian woman. Lawrence Fishburne is a black African American man. So but there wasn't in the film, he wasn't really her dad. Like he had adopted her, right?
Right.
But she
Right.
didn't know that. Our character didn't know that she got adopted. She's thinking her whole life that he was her real blood father, whatever. He was like the big man in charge at NASA.
Hmm.
So like all the missions that they planned, all the research, that was him in charge of doing that. And she come to find out that she's really an alien. And yeah, if you're gonna watch it, I don't want to give you the whole thing, but there's a twist at the end. But it was a good film. I definitely enjoyed it. It was like a sci-fi horror. You know, I didn't see nobody talk about it or promote it or nothing though. They just came out and it was like it went under the radar.
Yeah, I think was it in theaters? It was in theaters, right? Or
It
was
might,
it?
yeah, I think it came out like in October, but it didn't like it went straight to streaming after that though.
I think I remember watching a trailer of it. I was like,
Mhm.
this looks alright.
Yeah.
I think it might have been in theaters for a minute because
Mhm.
I know it's movies that was in theaters for about a couple weeks
Right.
and
Right.
then went to streaming.
Yeah, they're putting movies. Supposedly they're gonna be putting movies faster on streaming. Like they like
Yeah,
supposedly supposed to be like after 17 days they're going straight to streaming.
right.
So
Wow.
if you want to see that at the theater, you got 17 days, and then after that it's going straight to streaming. So
Wow.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. But I think that's good. I think like for people that don't want to be at the theater anymore, that I haven't. Yeah, there's only been a couple of movies that I've been to since after the pandemic that and they were
Mhm.
good. Like I'm like, I gotta watch this in the theater. But there's a lot of them that I wouldn't have paid money to see that at the theater. I would rather watch it at home.
Right. Right. There's some movies. Yeah, me neither. There's some movies that all right, so there was one movie in
Uh,
particular. It was a movie with Tyrese called 1992
I saw that. That
that
was
came
good.
out. Yeah, that was now that one. I thought for a minute because the movie's it was shelved for a minute.
Yeah.
I thought that was gonna go straight to streaming, straight to DVD, but I
Hmm.
was kind of glad that mo- that movie went to theaters. It went to theaters for about I think a few weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
I actually, you know what? I enjoyed that movie. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? From what it was, because it wasn't just a action movie. It kind of gave like a tad bit of the history, a little bit
Right.
of what happened in 91, 92. You know what I'm saying? Just a
Yes.
tad bit.
Yeah.
So it was good, but it wasn't like, it wasn't like a top notch movie, but it was just
Right.
good for what it was.
Right.
And that was, I think, it was Ray Liotta's. I think that was
Yeah.
his last film.
I think
One
that's
of
the
his.
last film. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. And I like the storyline where they like it was like a heist film during the time of the Rodney King and LA riots.
Yep.
That whole time, I remember like being in elementary school and watching KTLA and seeing like
Mhm.
all of LA burning down. And
Yeah.
them being live there, and I actually
Yeah.
saw like when what's his name, Reginald Denny, when he got hit with the brick in his head. I remember
Yeah.
seeing that live on the news. That was and they
Yeah.
cut to that shit. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
this white dude just got hit in the head with a brick.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we end up talking about it in class the next day. I'm like, bro, that's like some crazy shit.
Yeah. It was. Yeah. It
But
was
that
crazy.
yeah, that was a good film. That they should have promoted that. They dropped the ball with that film.
I agree. They should have. They
Yeah.
should have.
Ray Sean said, I enjoyed The Bad Guys too because it followed up with the first film. The animation was spot on, characters were great, and I love the romance between Mr. Wolf and Diane. I haven't seen none of those films.
Me neither.
The Bad
I heard they
Guys,
were good.
Bad Guys too.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't
I.
seen
I.
it.
I've. I've heard of it, but I've just I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Um, The Monkey. Did you see that one?
Mm-mm.
The Monkey. I didn't like the tone of it because it was more like horror comedy. But there
Right.
were like gruesome deaths in the film, but it was like they made it into like a comedy. I'm like, this should have been straight horror. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the tone of it like was off. It should have been like straight dark horror, and they made it into a horror comedy, which I think was stupid. You know what I'm
Kind
saying?
of
That
like
I was disappointed in that because I thought that was gonna be a good film. I'm like the comedy wasn't needed for that film.
I don't know if you remember this movie from back in the
Uh,
day. Monkey Shines.
I remember that. Yes.
I'm curious to watch that movie. I saw the trailer of it.
Mhm.
That looks pretty solid.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I never got around to watch it, but I want to see that.
Yeah. I remember that's like that was what the 90s I think that came out.
Yeah, 87,
80.
88.
Yeah. I remember seeing that like way a long time ago.
Yeah.
Um, what else? What else? I know what you did last summer. The I guess you could call it the soft reboot legacy sequel. I enjoyed it. I do feel
Hmm.
like there was like the new cast that they had, none of them had any connection to like the OG cast. And I thought like if you do a sequel like this and you bring back, Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. and Brandy and Sarah Michelle Gellar, at least make one of the characters related to one of the OG characters. None
Right.
of them motherfuckers were related to them. It was just like they just picked like a new young cast. They went through the same shit that the OG cast went through in what was that, like 97 that came out, 96?
Yeah,
And
97. Yeah.
they I felt like that they dropped the ball with that. I felt like one of them cast members should have been related to the OG cast members. But it was
Yeah.
like they made the movie just to bring back the OG cast. They brought back everybody. Sarah Michelle Gellar, she was like her character was like a ghost because she died in part one.
Right.
They brought her back
Right.
as a ghost, and it was like in a dream
Hmm.
sequence. I like the sequence. I didn't understand how they was gonna bring her back. I'm like, yo, she died, but they brought it back in like a dream sequence or whatever. I know, but people didn't care for that. Brandy was in it, but Brandy was in it in like the post credit scene. So we know they
Right.
know. I mean, they're probably gonna make another one and bring her back and team her up with Sarah Michelle Gellar's with Jennifer Love Hewitt's character.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
thought it was decent. Like, and there was a twist in that film also. I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah.
You plan on watching it, I'm not gonna tell you the twist. But there was a twist
Actually,
in that film.
actually, I'm gonna be real with you. I've seen it. I've seen that
You
movie.
saw it? Okay. What did you
So,
think about the twist though?
why? I didn't like it. Why? Why? Right? Of all people,
Yeah.
why though? He was
Uh,
the hero in the first two.
exactly. Exactly.
Like, why though? It didn't make no sense.
It
And
didn't make sense.
man, I'm not gonna hold you. Freddie Prinze Jr. He just looked tired and did not want to do the movie at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I honestly, this movie, I'm gonna be real with you, made my
Mm.
trash list. This movie to me was trash.
Yo,
I
look,
didn't.
you know what? I will say this though. It was a lot better than the TV series. That a TV series for this franchise back on I think it was on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And the TV series was trash. It had no connection to
Wow.
the OG movies at all. They had no characters on there was connected to was none of the characters were connected to the OG cast. And it's like
Right.
they just picked a young cast and slapped the title on it. I know what you did last summer, and then people bought into it because, of course, of the title. They watched it,
Right.
but I saw the series. It was garbage,
Yeah.
and there was a part in the series where like the killer was like connected to like bees or some shit. I'm like it had nothing to do with the OG movie.
Right.
There was no bees in the OG films. You know what I'm saying? So they totally changed that whole like storyline and they fucked it up.
Oh
You
no.
know what I'm saying?
No.
But yeah, that was trash. Highest to Lowest, the Spike Lee film with Denzel
Ooh.
Washington and
Yeah.
ASAP Rocky
I've heard
and
mixed.
huh?
I've heard mixed things
I liked
about
it.
it.
I thought it was good. You had Denzel playing like a record executive. He did come off like Diddy. He gave me like Diddy vibes,
Right.
just without the sexual bullshit. But he did come off as like
Right.
a sleazy record executive,
Mm-hmm.
like a record executive with a label that it fell off, and then they was trying to find his way back.
Wow.
But ASAP Rocky, I mean, he was pretty good, and they didn't have to do a lot. He just played an artist, which
Right.
is what he is. He's an artist in real life. He played an artist that was trying to make a name for
Mhm.
himself, and you know,
Yeah.
he had a song that was on the Apple charts, and I think like Denzel's son in the film, he was like, oh, he got gotten kidnapped, but he knew the
Mhm.
song of the kidnapper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was like one of the connections of how they end up catching ASAP Rocky's character in the film. I thought the movie was dope, but I've always loved Spike Lee films. It's not it maybe like one or two films I didn't care for from Spike, but the majority of
Yeah.
his stuff to me were always great. You know,
Right.
a lot of them didn't get a lot of recognition, but
True.
Spike has always been one of my favorite directors of all time. So I didn't expect nothing, and every film he's done with Denzel has been great. Like Mo Better
Yeah.
Blues, Malcolm X was a masterpiece that should have won
Yeah.
best movie of the
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Um,
Should
you
have.
had Inside Man was good. He
Very
Got Game, one of
underrated.
my favorites. I thought that was a phenomenal film.
Another one. Another
You know what I'm
underrated
saying?
movie.
So he's always been on point with Denzel, and I thought that movie was great, and they promoted the shit out of that film. You know what I'm saying? They filmed it in New York City, of course. I like the scenes that they did in around Yankee Stadium,
Mm-hmm.
and it was great. To me, it was a great film. So that was definitely on my list. The Long Walk as well. That was a good film.
Ooh, yeah. Fuck.
I know
That
that.
was
I know
one.
they said that was like it was based on a Stephen King book or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah.
I never read the book, but I did. I remember seeing the trailer for it, and it got a lot of good reviews, and I watched it on streaming, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was like a different type of film where they had to like do this long walk. It's like for money, and they were like they couldn't back out of the agreement because it was like an agreement with them in like the military. And
Mm-hmm.
if you stop walking for like a certain amount of time, you end up getting killed. That was
Right.
so yo. If they do that shit now, a lot of these motherfuckers wouldn't be able to walk
Um,
to the end to the
hell,
end. They'd
hell
be dead
no.
in 1 hour.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
But I thought it was a good film. I definitely enjoyed the actors. I don't know the actors from anything, but I definitely enjoyed their acting performance in the film. And
Yeah, yeah.
Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, he plays like the evil badass in the film, and he's like the general, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like in this tank that he's driving behind them while they're walking on this like long ass road,
Yeah.
and I liked it. But that was another surprise film that I didn't think I was gonna like, and that was a good film. Definitely
Yeah,
enjoyed that.
when I
Mm,
first saw the film, when I first saw the trailer, like I was like, okay, this movie's interesting. When I saw it, man, I was
yeah,
glued. And
yeah,
that's one of the few movies in this time that I could easily say that I'm glued to my seat. I was like, okay, I'm
yeah,
invested in these all these characters that's
right,
walking. I'm so invested in, and I've
yeah.
never seen them before in my these actors I've never seen before in my life. Very great performances.
I agree.
Performances all around. Great story, great pacing. One of the best. I think one of the best movies of last year.
Yes, definitely. That definitely deserves a couple of Oscar nominations for
I
sure.
strongly agree. I could see. Yeah, it should have got at least best picture
Yeah.
or best screenplay. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? But I feel like that's going to be one of those movies that's going to get lost in the shuffle. I feel.
Right. And they did. I heard it's like supposedly like the actors really had to walk, like they really had to walk like that. That like they really did like those long hours of walking on the road.
Yeah,
And they might have took like one break, but supposedly they really were walking for that long. I'm like, yo, that's nuts. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
dedication.
Yeah. And I think that's why the performances came out so real and it was authentic. because they really walk those long hours, like morning, noon, and night.
And you don't see too many of that in like performance, like authentic performances. You don't see too many of that movies now.
Right. Facts. Definitely. I want to talk about some of the worst films of last year. There was a lot. Megan
Oh,
2.0
I
to
got my
start off.
list too. Oh, I
Megan
think that's anybody's favorite.
that might be number one. Like the first one, they made money off of the first one because people was intrigued by this doll that she was a female, and in the
Right,
trailer for that first movie she was like dancing and shit. People were intrigued by
right.
that. That's why it made so much
Yeah,
money that they ended up making a sequel. But part two was
yep.
trash. That was god
Yeah,
awful. They don't need a Megan part three. They don't need a. I know they was talking about doing a spinoff. We don't need no spinoff for that. Just
oh
don't make no more
man.
films. It was just bad.
You said just be done with it.
Yeah, just be done with it. We got Chucky. We got Chucky as the killer dog. We don't need another one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that was trash. That I did not like that. The acting was bad.
Um, uh,
The it wasn't scary at all. It was just garbage. Just awful.
wow. Wow.
Um, Hurry Up Tomorrow. The movie. I love The Weeknd. Love The Weeknd. I think Weeknd is one of the best pop artists of this era. But he did not
Mm.
need a movie for his latest album. He did not.
Oh no.
Especially a movie that went to the theaters. Like you're a big pop star, but you ain't that big. You know what I'm saying? That the people felt like they wasn't going to see that film. That one of the best albums he have of last year. Hurry Up Tomorrow was a great album. I loved it, but he did not need this movie. Like if anything, you could have had like a mini film and you put it on YouTube channel, or what they used to do when you in the 2000s when you come out with an album, they have like a deluxe edition with a bonus DVD. He could have had a bonus
Right.
DVD for the album, but
Yeah.
to put out
Exactly.
a full length movie with Jenna Ortega was trash.
Right.
Even Hart couldn't save that film.
Oh no.
It was garbage. It was boring. It was no type of. It was like some type of like. I don't even know if they had like a real relationship. It seemed like they had a relationship before and they were like on the outs, but he was trying to like work out the relationship with her. It was just garbage. That movie was trash. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen The Weeknd and stuff. Like he had that whole HBO show um with Lily James, I think it was. I forgot the name of that. The
Mm.
Idol, I think it was called. And that was a good
That
that
was
was a good that was a good show, but they canceled it after one season because they said he had an ego on the set. And HBO was like,
mm,
yeah, we ain't having that. And they canceled the show. But he was good in that show. But this shit here, nah. That might have been the worst film of last year. It was it was
I
it was worse than Megan to Window. Like that's how bad it was.
mm, oh wow.
And I'm watching
Wow.
this shit. I'm like, Jenna Ortega really did this film? Like how much money did they have to pay you? I guess she might have heard The Weeknd and she said, "Oh, I'm gonna sign me up." But yeah, that movie was garbage. That was
I'm gonna
trash.
be I'm gonna be real with you. Jenna, the weekend, I don't think I'm gonna be real with you. He's not an actor. I don't think he can act. I don't think Jenna
He not
Ortega.
did. I don't know. Like the HBO show, he showed he
Yeah,
showed he showed some potential, but he got
right,
to do good shit. Like this story was not good. I don't even know what the fuck it's about. It
right,
was it was just
right.
about like him and her. He played like an artist, and he was doing concerts, and then she was like I guess like his ex-girlfriend, but she
Yeah,
still loved him, but they were having issues, and I was like, yo, this shit is all over the place, bro, and they have nothing to do with his album.
wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
I'm like
crazy.
this shit was garbage. I'm like, you put it in data, you could have saved that shit for your YouTube channel. You
Exactly.
would have saved more money.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that movie was trash. Never again, never again. The Wolfman. This is another
Oh,
movie that they rebooted. I like the Wolfman film with Benicio del Toro and Emily Blunt. That was a great
yeah.
Wolfman film.
Mhm.
This shit was totally different. Uh, I didn't like it at all. I just thought the story was trash. The actors they picked for it was no good.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? I did not like it, and that came out like beginning of. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like a lot of films that they put out in beginning of the year, January, February.
Yeah.
A lot of them be
Yeah.
be garbage. That movie
And
came out
that's
last January. I'm not mistaken.
And they know nobody's gonna go see. Nobody's going to the movie theater around that
Nah,
time.
not if you live in like a city with like bad winters like New York. No, you gotta be it has to be a great fucking film for me to leave my
Exactly.
bed and go to the theater in the cold weather
Exactly.
to see
I
it.
agree.
And that wasn't one
Yeah.
of those movies.
Yep. I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying? That movie was bad. Together. Did you see Together?
I refuse.
I heard a
Mm-mm.
lot about this film, and when I saw the trailer, that shit looked like The Substance 2.0.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? This
Yep.
they saw what The Substance did and the all the Oscar nominations it got and everything, and they said, you know
Yeah.
what, we're gonna do something like that, and that's what it was. It
It,
was
it,
just like
it,
with mm,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say it gave me substance vibes. It
Yeah,
gave me the color of space vibes, and it
yes,
gave me the theme vibes.
yes. It was just like the Substance with a couple. They had like this man and
Um,
woman couple. They were married. They
mhm.
were having their issues, and something happened to the point where they actually started to get stuck together. Like their bodies got stuck together, and then
Right.
they started to metamorph into something else. I'm like, that's the Substance right there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same fucking movie just with a couple. I'm like, bro, there's no way people can sit there and tell me that was a good film.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I didn't care for that film. I think that the marketing for that, they should have just called it The Substance Part 2 and just have the couple in it. Would have been better. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
I
Um,
agree.
War of the Worlds. Now I know me and Reg was you part of that review that we did
I
for
was
War of the
part of
Worlds?
that. Yeah. Yep. I was
That
part of
the one
that.
with Ice Cube and they filmed that during the pandemic?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I forgot what I gave. It wasn't as bad as people was making it, but it wasn't great either. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember they had a TV show for that movie, and the TV show was
Mm-hmm.
garbage.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people probably don't even know about the series on streaming. It was not a good series, but um it wasn't the best film, but I have to give some credit to Cube because he had to work with what he had at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was shut down during the pandemic. They had to be creative. So I'll give him that. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
just feel like that wasn't it wasn't one of the best films. But again, it wasn't one of the worst films I've ever seen. Like Megan 2.0 was worse than that.
Yeah.
Okay. The
It, it's so the World of the Worlds to me, it was bad, but it was good. But at the same time,
yeah,
I also put that as mid too, honestly,
yeah, that
because
was mid, yeah.
you know what? People say that this movie sucked. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It's the worst movie they ever seen. I've seen worse films than this. You know what I'm
Oh yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But given what because it was filmed during the pandemic, they
right.
couldn't do a lot of stuff. A lot of the
Right.
technology that I'm assuming they wanted to do, they couldn't do it. They
They
couldn't get
couldn't
a
do it.
hold of it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then with the whole 6 feet thing, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like they tried, and they when they finally put it out, it went straight to streaming.
Yeah,
So I could see it had potential. It has so much potential.
yeah.
Now, if they went back and rewrote it now, and if it came out
It would have been better.
this year, I think we would have got a much better
Yeah,
film.
I
My
agree.
honest opinion. But I like I said, it wasn't the worst, and it wasn't the best either. It was mid. Now, would
It
I
was mid.
watch it again? Yeah,
No.
for fun. If I want to laugh, I would. I would watch certain scenes for a laugh. But would
Right.
I sit and watch it because I'm bored? No, I wouldn't.
Yeah. It was the issue I had with the film was that a lot of the aliens didn't look like aliens. It looked more like robots.
Exactly.
Like when you see the first film with Tom Cruise, like
Mm-hmm.
the aliens look like aliens. This shit, they look more like I had mentioned Battle of Los Angeles, that film.
Yeah.
That was like an
Yeah.
alien invasion. A lot of the alien in that film, it looked like robots. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is like watching Battle of Los Angeles Part 2 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And then like the Cube's character, he was just confined to his cubicle, so to speak, and he couldn't go nowhere. I'm like, well, if your daughter is pregnant and she's out in the wild and it's like an alien invasion going on, how are you not trying to be out there with her?
Exactly. That we
You know what I'm
was looking
saying?
for.
I didn't understand that shit.
We didn't get that at all. By the time he came out of his cubicle finally in the last 10
Right.
minutes of the movie.
Yeah, and I'm like, bro. So and he remember that he didn't care for the his daughter's baby daddy. He thought he was a
Right.
goof, right? So
Right.
you're gonna have your pregnant daughter out there with an alien invasion going on with her goofball baby daddy.
I didn't get
You know what I'm saying?
that.
I'm like, come on, man. They could have did something different for his character where he went out there. The minute that she got it, that she was under attack, you go out there and you save her. You don't leave your her goofball baby daddy that she didn't even kill, that he didn't even like. But he was the one that had to save her.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, they fucked up on that film. I think if it had come out any other time, it would have been a lot better than it was when it did come out. But I have mentioned that Good Boy. This is a film that I kept hearing a lot of people talk about. Like there was like a dog was like the star of the film, and the dog was like seeing like spirits and shit. That shit was trash. I don't know how people say it was a good film. I'm like, bro, that shit was not scary at all.
Oh no.
like you basically see like the dog's owner was like getting possessed or some shit, but the dog was like the one that it was told from the perspective of the dog, and the dog is seeing all these demons or whatever. I'm like, there's nothing scary about this film. It was stupid.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, and the way that they showed the spirit or whatever that the dog was seeing, you could barely see him. I'm like, at least make it scary enough to the point where we see like a demonic figure. I'm like, it was like a shadow or some shit. I'm like, I don't know what dogs see and how they see them. I'll get maybe the dog saw it as a shadow. That shit was not scary at all. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was a waste. I'm like, and people actually love this film. I'm like, this shit was not good. I don't know what y'all was seeing. that could have been a Disney film. I'm like, this shit was not scary to be called a horror film. You know what I mean? I watched it. I'm like, this is the shit that people thought was a great film. This because it was told through a dog point of view. Yeah, if anything, kill the fucking dog. I mean, I just thought it was dumb. You know, very stupid. The title of it was stupid. Good Boy. Like, come on. That don't sound like no horror film.
For real. I thought it was gonna be like, I thought for a minute I thought it was gonna be like the dog possessed like Cujo.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna go there.
The every time the dog with like the dog is at the house with the owner, and the owner he sees the owner going through shit, but he couldn't help the owner. And then it's like every time the dog saw the demonic figure, it was like a shadow. Like on some Hollow Man shit. So it wasn't like nothing scary. I'm like, where the fuck is the demon at? This Hollow Man figure that you're doing? I'm like, come on. With the technology that we have now, y'all doing some Hollow Man shit. I'm like, put Hollow Man in the damn film.
Wow.
You know? Yeah, that shit was bad. I didn't like that film. I'm like, we don't need no sequel for that. Don't ever make another horror film.
No sequel.
Told through the perspective of a dog. I'm like, come on. That's just stupid. You know what I'm saying? The shit that they get greenlit to come out. I'm like, this is the shit that Hollywood comes out with? No wonder they ain't got no creative ideas out there.
No wonder. You're right. They hoping for the best. They throwing in the trash.
Until Dawn. I know this is the movie's based on a PlayStation game. I never played the game, but this movie was not scary. I've seen movies like this in the past with the same type of storyline. I'm like, maybe the game was better than the movie. I didn't think the movie was good.
Right.
And it was a generic young cast. I don't know none of the actors in the film. I'm like, hey, I would rather play the game than to see another sequel to this. I didn't think the movie was good.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all.
Another bad film, him, the Marlon Wayans film. That shit was garbage.
I sat through 5 minutes of that. I turned it off.
Yeah, I watched like maybe 30 minutes and I fell asleep. That's how bad it was. They were trying to be Jordan
Wow.
Peele. Jordan Peele is one of them niggas that try to be too different, and it just come off as corny. You know what I'm
It
saying?
just
Like,
it didn't execute.
yeah, like he didn't, and I don't even think he was like an actual producer. He just like slapped his name on the movie attached to it. I'm like, bro, this movie is trash. There's no
Wow.
way hell Marlon Wayans could tell me that you really thought this movie was gonna be good.
That's
You know,
yeah. That's
they fucked up the concept, but it could have pulled it off, but the way that they did it was just bad. It was just a lot of strange shit going on that didn't make no sense.
wow.
You
The
know,
Marlon Wayans in a horror movie. Yikes! Wow.
yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Jurassic World Rebirth. They need to stop making these Jurassic World sequels. They're not good anymore. Okay, the original trilogy, the original three films should have been a trilogy, and it should have stopped after that. Like, I
I
remember going to
agree.
see Jurassic Park Part One. I went to see
Yeah.
Part Three. I remember getting Part Two on VHS back in the day. But to me, the first three films were the best ones. You know, then they decided to bring it back with Chris Pine and Bryce Dallas Howard or whatever.
Oh wow.
The first one I liked. I don't even remember the other ones, but they got to stop doing these
Yeah.
Jurassic Park films. It's not good anymore. They're just doing it for
Yeah.
like just to include every fucking dinosaur species that ever lived in the films now.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Mm.
bro, like there's the story be so bad, and this one had Charlotte. This one had what's her name? Scarlett Johansson was in this one. It had Mashallah Ali, and it was still trash.
Ooh.
You know, I'm like, bro, like what are they doing with it? And they coming out with another one because people love going to these films and watching them. You know what
What
I'm saying?
more? What more extinctive dinosaurs or all this stuff that they gonna show
Bro,
that they have
it's like
not?
bro, it's like Fast and Furious all over again. It's like that
Done?
franchise should have ended way back, like on part four, part five, and
Oh,
we up to 10. We still waiting for the second half of part 10 to come out with for that franchise. I'm like, yo, because people keep going to see these films and they keep
and
making
two,
millions. So what? As long as they keep making money, they're gonna keep putting them out.
originally the movies was the last movie the part two was
Yeah,
supposed to come out a year 2 years ago,
yeah.
but they kept
But
postponing. They wanted
yeah,
to rewrite it, but it's
he was having some issues with the movie studio or some shit. You know what I'm
well
saying?
the issue is they should have stopped after when Paul Walker died. That's the issue, but
Exactly.
they kept
And that
going.
was what I was way back in part seven.
Yeah, they kept
Yeah,
going. They kept going
that's
and
when they should have
going
stopped.
for years. And then
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you something. I tapped out once they went into space. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
hell,
that was
okay, yeah, we're
garbage.
done. So this
There's
turns
no way in
into
hell you're telling me that you can actually put a car in space and race it? Are you fucking kidding me? There's no way. There's no way.
exactly. No,
They would have been NASA would have been did that by now.
like the movies was just too goofy.
Yeah,
The last one was trash. I didn't
it
care
was
for it.
it was
Now
stupid.
if they kill now, I will say this: if they
Mm,
killed off Dom, if
yeah,
they killed off Dom, I probably would have liked it better. I would have liked it. I ain't gonna hold
bro.
you. A good Diesel,
Re-
I'm done. I'm
Bro,
done with
remember
Skip.
they killed off Han. They killed off Han in Tokyo Drift, and he keep coming back.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's a damn Avenger or something.
For what? And for what? And y'all not giving them enough screen time now.
Nah,
So
exactly.
what's the whole point?
That's the inside joke is like what are they gonna how are they gonna kill Han off now and then he comes back? I'm like, bro, like they kill him off like 5 times already. You know. But yeah, the Jurassic Park clones at this point is like they got to stop doing this shit. Like, please, if you're not gonna come up with a great story or end the damn franchise, don't do it because it made a shitload of money. They did the same thing with Transformers, and that's why I stopped liking those films.
Yeah.
You know, because it was like the same regurgitated storyline. Oh, we're gonna kill Optimus Prime off early in the film, only to
Right.
resurrect them at the end of the film. They've done it
Exactly.
with all the Transformers films.
Right.
Different cast. Oh, we had Shia LaBeouf in a couple, and we had Marky Mark. Now I heard they bringing back Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. It's gonna be the same shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Why?
like, bro, those Transformers films were not good. You know what I'm
I
saying?
I did.
The best one they had was part one because that's the first time we ever seen Transformers on the big screen, and then Bumblebee.
Yes.
Bumblebee was the best one.
Excellent. Bumblebee, yeah, the first one and Bumblebee,
Yeah,
that's all I need. That's all I
that's
need.
all.
In fact, I would have liked it. In fact, if we would just had those two movies alone,
Mhm.
I would have liked that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see them do well. They did the animated film with Optimus and Megatron's friendship. I didn't even watch that shit. I'm like that could have been a live action film. Like why make it animated?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like so you supposed to watch this animated film and then at the end you mean to tell me Megatron the one that actually killed Optimus in the animated one from what was that 87? You mean to tell me all of a
Mhm.
sudden he just turned evil? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I didn't even bother watching it, but I would like to see them do like a Megatron from for his own story without the whole Optimus friendship and all that.
I wouldn't mind that.
You know what I'm saying? Like his own backstory, you know, how he, made the Decepticons and all that. You know what I mean? But yeah, they got to stop doing those films. That's because they make $1 million don't mean it's good. You know,
Right.
what else I want to mention on here? Thunderbolt, the Thunderbolts film from Marvel. We didn't need that film. It really wasn't needed. Like the Black Widow film, I didn't think the Black Widow film was needed either. And then they end up
Mhm.
putting a Black Widow sister with her parents in the whole film, and that wasn't needed. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
I haven't enjoyed none of the Marvel films since Spider-Man No Way Home. But Marvel got to come back strong. They got to come back strong this year. With
They do.
they came back strong with Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four was the best film that they dropped last year. They
Right.
got to come strong with Doomsday and the next Spider-Man film coming out. But I haven't enjoyed a lot of Marvel films. All that shit that they was dropping during the pandemic. The Eternals was garbage. Doctor Strange sequel was trash. Didn't like that. You know, a lot of those Marvel series. I didn't even watch Loki. I'm not like a huge Loki fan. I didn't watch the Loki
Right.
series. Everybody was talking about that. I like Moon Knight. Now they saying they don't know if Moon Knight is coming back. I
Mhm.
like the She-Hulk series. They don't know if she's gonna come back either, but I wasn't a fan of like those Marvel films during the pandemic. I just thought it wasn't good, except for the Spider-Man film. I think that was the best one. You know, and you know, bringing back Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, bringing back Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. That was the best Marvel film to me during that time. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
agree.
then Fantastic Four, very good. We don't need no more reboots. Just keep putting them out in
Mhm.
different films. You know,
Right.
but they gotta have a big year this year. The Spider-Man film gotta be good, and especially Doomsday. Now that they
Mhm.
bring out like 4 or 5 trailers for this film, it's not even nowhere close to being out yet. That gotta hit because if it don't, I think they're gonna be done. I really do.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Ray Sean said, to be honest, Megan Fox is cool, but her acting's pretty mid. Yeah,
I
I
agree
do
with
like
you.
her. She's been in some good. I liked her in Jennifer's Body. They're supposed to be doing a sequel for that too.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? I did like that. I liked her in the Transformer films with Shia LaBeouf, but she's not somebody that I would go see her films.
Right.
You know, you got any others that you liked or you didn't care for?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yep. So all right. So I have a love hate relationship with Final Destination Bloodlines. I have a
Mhm.
love hate relationship. Now, this is where love comes in. I love the movie throughout. I
Right.
thought it was a good movie. Potential.
Uh,
One of the best movies of the year.
mhm.
The ending. I was very disappointed.
Okay.
I didn't. It was to me. It was just so tacked on at the end.
Right.
I didn't care for it. I had my rating up high with that movie, but
Um,
once I saw the ending of that, it dropped. So I'm gonna be real with you. I could put it as one of the best movies, nevertheless, besides the ending, or I could
right.
put it mid, or it could potentially be one of the worst, but I can't really exactly put it as one of the worst.
Right.
But it's it was if it wasn't for that ending,
Mhm.
I would say it would have made one of the best. One of
So
the best
you
movies.
didn't care for the ending with the train coming after them?
You didn't like? Mm-mm.
You didn't like it.
No, I didn't.
I, I mean it. I mean, like, see, like, one thing I noticed about the franchise for them, like, they don't bring back the characters from the last
Yeah,
one. So
yeah, that's true.
when they do the sequel, they probably not gonna bring back those characters from Bloodline.
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Unless they
and
survive, then they might mention them if they survive that whole thing with the train coming after them. If they survive that, they might
mhm.
mention them or something. But they don't usually bring back like characters from the past.
Yeah, no, they don't.
You
Mm-mm.
know?
Yeah, yeah, and I don't. It was just to me like nonetheless with the train. It was just like whoa, what the hell?
Mhm.
Like what the? I'm like, what did I just see? I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, okay. But other than that, though, the pacing of the movie I thought was great. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Story, great. Acting, great. Tony
Oh,
Todd, great. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Um, another movie that I have, it's in between. It's mid, called Fight or Flight with Josh Hartnett.
I
Um,
think I was watching that, but I didn't finish the whole thing though.
I
You didn't finish it?
think of Bullet Train, but on a plane. Think of
Yes,
that.
I do remember. Yeah, I do remember watching it.
You know what? It was fun, but
Mhm.
at the same time, it was just like Bullet Train, but it's stuff on a
Yeah,
plane. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Josh Hartnett, he was good. I thought he didn't. I thought he wasn't as charismatic as Brad Pitt was in Money
right,
Train,
right.
Bullet Train. But it was the action was it was okay. It
Mhm.
was okay.
Yeah,
Um, a movie I just saw recently. I think it's one of the best movies, and I think this movie is gonna get it's gonna get lost in the shuffle of Oscar
mhm,
time. Mental Family with
right.
Brenda Fraser. I went to see this in theaters about a
Um,
month, 2 months ago. I loved it. I think Brendan Fraser's, I think one of his best performances.
right.
Um, he should have got major awards, but I mean, I think it's gonna get lost in a shuffle.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Mhm.
Let me see. I have a movie that was mid. It
Um,
was called The Naked Gun.
oh God, I watched that shit. And I'm like, yo, it was not funny. But remember,
Um,
I told you, I'm like, yo, when I saw that trailer and they had
mhm.
Liam Neeson in it, I'm like, he don't do comedy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's used to doing Taken and all these
Yeah.
other movies where he gotta like save somebody. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
there's no way in hell like you just gonna switch the comedy now out the blue.
And see, with Liam Neeson, this is funny. Liam Neeson, you know, throughout, and I followed him throughout the years. He did dramas, comedy,
Mhm. Yeah,
action, and stuff like that. But like, do I see Naked Gun? I liked Leslie Nielsen though.
yes, he was
I
great.
think he was a better suit.
Yeah,
I chuckled in this movie probably a couple of times.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was nice to see Pam Anderson in a
Yeah,
you know, a movie besides Barbed Wire. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Right, that crap.
Yeah, that part. And
Mhm.
she was great. She was
Right.
good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Cody Rhodes, he made an appearance. I think in
I
a
don't
blink
even
of an
remember.
appearance. I didn't see. I
Yeah, I
think
don't
I
remember.
missed
I
it.
don't remember his part.
Yeah, he was. I think he was a bartender or something like
Okay.
that. I missed it. Um,
Yeah.
Walter Paul Hauser is
Mhm.
in this one too, which I'm going to like. I kind of going to like him, but
Yeah.
he's yeah. But I didn't. The comedy wasn't as great as the first couple.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And as I was sitting there watching it, I think I might have dozed off in a couple parts.
Yeah.
I thought
I
it
fell
was
asleep. I was like, bro, this shit is boring. There was nothing funny about it.
they tried too hard.
Yeah.
They tried too hard. But
I'm like, I don't want to see Liam Neeson do comedy again. It's not for him. That's not his lane.
Well,
That's just as bad as like Drake trying to do boom bap. Like that's not your thing. You stick to doing the love songs to the women.
but speaking of which, he's doing another. Speaking of Liam Neeson, he's doing another comedy. It's a comedy horror movie that's coming out
Oh
this year.
God, Liam
I think.
Neeson.
Yeah, it's called The
Wow,
Storage. It's called The Storage, and this
that
movie,
kind of sounds good.
yeah, this movie has the thing vibes. It has all types of vibes.
Wow,
I saw the trailer of it.
there's a trailer
No,
for it. I got to see that.
yeah, the trailer for it.
Wow,
I will not watch it.
yeah,
I'm not watching it.
I'm gonna pass on that.
Yeah. A movie I saw. It wasn't. It didn't make it in theaters, but it went straight to streaming. It's called Black Heat with Jason Mitchell.
Okay.
With Jason Mitchell. This is it. It's an action movie. It's about he finds out that his daughter is his daughter is doing like some sort of like prostitution or whatever.
Wow.
He's trying to get his daughter back and this stuff, but it's a twist, which is a stupid twist. When I saw this movie, the acting at times, the production was too cheap because some audio went in and out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was just. And Jason Mitchell, he was well on his way with Straight Outta Compton. Them other movies he's done.
Right.
But now, he's something happened. He got fired from the Chi. Now he's doing these movies, and I kind of felt bad because he could have been the next big thing, but it's this movie was just trash. A movie I saw earlier this year is called Just One of Them Days with Keke Palmer.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real with you. I was surprised of how great and funny this film is.
Right.
And it reminded me of Friday. It reminded me too much of Friday.
Right.
Keke Palmer, it's always great. One of her best performances. SZA, she surprised the hell out of me.
Oh, I saw that film. That was on Netflix.
Yeah.
I did watch that. Yeah, that was good.
She surprised the hell out of me. I thought she was really funny. I thought she kind of stood out.
Right.
It's a great movie. It's pretty much about they're on the verge of getting evicted from the apartment, so they're trying to raise the money to get it and stuff like that. And they're going through these, comic affairs and all that stuff. It's good. The pacing was great. The two leads was very solid. I loved it for what it was.
They had like a Thelma and Louise kind of friendship going on in that film.
It did.
SZA definitely stood out. I mean, maybe she could be a better actor than a singer. I definitely think she stood out with her performance. I've never been like a fan of her music like that, but I think she was good in this film.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Let me see. Sinners is another great movie.
Yeah.
One of the best movies of the year. Michael B. Jordan gives, I think, a career-defining performance.
Yes.
We're doing a dual role. Delroy Lindo also stood out too, which I think it's time for him to get an Oscar nomination. For the longest time, it's been very underrated.
For sure.
Who else? Haley Steinfeld, I thought was great.
She was good.
Cast, the supporting cast, I thought they were great. Direction, screenplay, everything, soundtrack, everything about it. I think it should get Best Pictures consideration. Michael B. Jordan, Miles Caden, who he debuted in this movie, I thought was great. You know what I'm saying? Delroy Lindo, hopefully he finally gets an Oscar nomination. Yeah. But I can't find not one flaw in that movie. I can't find it. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, the movie was like, it was kind of like a satire. Like it
Right.
was first it was a dramatic history, then it turned into a horror film, then it
Mhm.
turned into an action film. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It was just done right. The acting, was just done right. Everything about it was just done right 110%.
I agree. For sure.
Let's see. One of the worst movies I saw, if not, this is probably making my number one.
Mhm.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Mhm. Okay.
And I'm gonna be real with you. That movie, the twist at the end,
You ain't care for it.
like it no, yeah, it was it was just so tacked on. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They had really no imagination. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And they should have been done after Scream. I Know What You Did Last Summer too. You know what I'm saying? They should have been done.
I agree.
But the fact that Brandy made a cameo appearance,
Yeah.
um, I don't know if they're gonna be setting up. Probably, most likely, they're gonna be setting up
Yeah.
for a 3. But it's like, well, who's gonna be a killer now?
Who's gonna be killed now? Right.
Why? You know what I mean, to me, this I Know What You Did Last Summer. To me, it was just too cheap. It was just
Mhm.
they just cheap. They couldn't come up with They couldn't come up with an originality, so they had to
Right.
do the next cheapest thing. Is let's get the hero
Yeah.
to be the killer. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it
The, the,
was
the,
it was
the thing about that is they tried to do what Scream did, but they couldn't
yep.
pull it off because at least with Scream there was many different characters in that franchise. I Know What You Did Last Summer. They don't have that. It's
Exactly.
like you have Sarah Michelle Gellar character was one of the main pieces, and she's dead now. And
Yeah,
yet it was only Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character, Brandy, and Jennifer Love Hewitt's character. So somebody had to be the killer, right?
exactly.
So if
Yep,
moving forward, if you bring back Brandy's character with Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, who's going to be the killer? Because Freddie Prinze character is dead.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to bring back Ryan Felipe's character because he died in the first one also.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah,
So I don't know what they're going to do.
yeah. I don't know either. Um, Another movie that I thought was mid, and I don't. It shouldn't have been. It kind of shouldn't have been remade. We didn't ask for it. The Hand That Rocks the Cradle.
I didn't even see that. I remember when it came out. I'm like, they did a reboot for that?
Yeah. I This one starts on Manka Monroe.
Uh,
Um, it was it wasn't the greatest.
right,
I like the OG better.
right. Of
I
course.
see what they were doing with this one. I see
Mhm.
it. Yeah. It just was, to me, it, some stuff I predicted.
Yeah,
It was just a little too predictable.
right.
You know what I mean? And I wouldn't have casted them. I mean, I wouldn't have. None of the actors I wouldn't have casted. You know what I'm saying? In fact, this should have been stayed in a vault. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It should have been. Like I say, I love the OG. The OG was solid. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
The OG, Annabelle Shioa, what's her name? The blonde headed,
Rebecca De Mornay.
Rebecca De Mornay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rebecca De Mornay.
that was a great film.
Yeah, great film.
Yeah.
One of the best films of the '90s.
Yeah.
Another movie that I saw, one of the best too, was Roof Man with Channing Tatum, and this one is based on a true story
Okay.
about this guy who robs a Toys R Us.
Wow.
Oh no, he lived. No. He lived in a toy. He practically lived in a Toys R Us,
Oh wow.
and he robbed the Toys R Us. You know what I'm saying? And he practically lived in a Toys R Us. And I didn't know much about the true story, but it was interesting. It was interesting because I like true crime. I like movies that's like based off a true story. But Channing Tatum, I think if not one of I think if not the best performance he gave of his career. Kirsten Dunst is good as always.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It it was it was good. It
Right.
was good. From start to finish. but I kind of like my only gripe is I kind of wish I saw a little bit more, like a little bit more of the romantic chemistry between um, Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst's character. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, let me see another one, which I thought this was a surprise. Hard Eyes that
Oh
came
yeah,
out.
that was good. I like that one.
Yeah, Hard Eyes.
Yeah,
Mason Gooding, looking like his dad.
yeah.
He was great. He was great in it. I loved him in the Scream franchise.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? This was a great film. And this was basically about you have a serial killer who's killing people on Valentine's Day and stuff like that. And it was good. It did have a twist in the end too. You know what I'm saying? What is her name is also in it too from Fast and Furious. Jordana Brewster.
Yes.
Jordana Brewster.
Yeah.
It was nice to see her in a different role, in a
Mhm.
different movie besides Fast and the Furious all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But this movie, it was a lot of fun. It paid homage to like the B-rated
Mhm.
movies from the 80s and 90s. I really
Yeah.
love this film.
Oh yeah. And she was. Oh, Jordana Brewster has done horror before. She was in the
Yeah,
Faculty. That was
yeah,
the
she was in the
Faculty. She was in
film.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, what else? Another movie, which this one kind of belonged on the mid card.
Uh,
This one is Novocaine with Jack Quaid.
mm,
Um, this one here, I mean, this one's about basically, I think he takes some like pills or something like that, don't make him feel things, and he gets into the fights and stuff, and he doesn't
yeah.
really feel pain. Um, I, it was. I'm gonna be real with you. It was cheesy.
Mm,
What I mean, at times. It was just it was like in real life you couldn't do that. Come on now.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You like it was just it wasn't unpredictable. It wasn't unpredictable, but it
Mm,
was just like one of those movies where it's like you either gonna like it, you're gonna have fun with it, or you're not gonna like it, you're gonna be bored with it.
right.
But I liked it. I liked it for what it was. It's not the best one of the best movies, but it does get like an honorable mention.
All right.
Um, Let me see. Weapons is one
Yeah.
fucked up movie I sat through
Oh,
for
yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
I love this film.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin, which I've been a fan of since his younger days.
Yeah.
Very great actor. He was very
Mm,
good in this one.
yeah.
Everybody was very good. The story, the pacing. It kind of gave me Children of the Corn vibes.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what it gave me. It was good. Amy Madigan, I could see an Oscar nomination from her, which
Hmm.
I think for long she's been underrated for the longest time, went under the radar for a little, for a while there. Um, but yeah, this is definitely one of the best films
Oh
I've
yeah.
seen. Um, Another movie I want to mention is Drop.
Drop. That was on my list
Um,
too. For it was mid to me, but I know people loved it.
I actually love. I'm one of those that
Okay.
actually loved it. I think it was one of the
Okay.
best thrillers. One of the best thrillers I've seen in a long time.
Uh,
You know what I mean? Very good. The pacing was good, and you
yeah.
would think it went in directions where you think it's gonna go, but it's like, oh, okay, it went in this direction. Now
Right.
it's going in this direction. I
Yeah.
loved the last 25 minutes of it. I thought was great.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I from start to finish, I loved it.
I just thought that her character like stayed at the damn date for whatever long it was. I'm like go home and see how your kid is doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you
That
come
was my
home now,
only
your
gripe.
kid is dead because he was on a date.
Yeah, that was my only gripe too.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I was really yelling. I was like, "Go home! Like,
Go home.
go,
Yeah.
No,
She,
like
it was like
no. The first
she was
date.
like everything was like keeping it at the restaurant. I'm like, bitch, go home and see how your kids doing before they get killed.
Exactly.
You
It's like,
know?
okay, I like time is ticking. Fuck
Right.
everybody else. Just go home and
Exactly.
go to your kid.
Whoa.
But yeah, very good movie.
Yeah.
Let me see. I got Companion on my list.
Companions on my list too. That was a good one.
Yeah, yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. And I kind of like the twist.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And there was a couple things. The couple of it was kind of predictable.
Yeah.
I saw a couple things coming, but at the
Mhm.
same time, I enjoyed it for what it was. Casting was great.
Mhm.
Something that I don't think I've seen anything like that in a movie before. I don't think, not to my knowledge.
Right.
Let me see. Oh, there's another movie. It's called Oh Hi.
Okay.
So this is a comedy slash horror slash thriller. Well, it's
Mhm.
more like a comedy thriller. So it's pretty much about this um girl goes on a date with this guy and they have sex,
Mhm.
everything like that. And he's not really interested. And mind you, she's hung up on this dude. So instead of just forgetting that the date happened, all of a sudden he practically gets kidnapped, gets tied to the bed, and he's pretty much there
Wow.
throughout the movie. This is one. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was fun, but it
Mhm.
was. I could see women in real life doing shit like that. There's some crazy females out here, and I'm like, you mean to tell me this? I'm like, first off, bitch, you're not even the best looking. Hold up a second. Second of all, like you tired. I was like, my man's might have to go to the bathroom. He might have to take a shit and stuff like that too. Like, come on. Like, I
Right.
kind of feel bad for dude, sort of, but at the same time, it's like, well,
Yeah.
this is a lesson. Don't
Mhm.
lead these women on, because otherwise they're gonna tie
Mhm.
you to the bed
Yeah.
and make you pee yourself.
Or you meet some
So
crazy bitch on an app, and then next thing you know, you in her bed, and she about to kill your ass.
exactly.
You know.
Um, let me see. The last movie I got
Mm.
was F Mary Kill.
Mm.
Now
I don't think I saw
this is this is another movie that it talks about online dating,
it.
and pretty much they found, this girl finds out that one of the one of her dates is a killer.
Mhm.
Well, she's trying to figure out which one is like the killer and stuff like that. It's a comedy. For what it was, I liked it. It's not the best movie, but it definitely makes it on my list. It's an honorable mention.
Right.
But yeah, it's a fun movie. But again, it's one of those movies where it's like, okay, well, you find out the hard way that this your one of your dates turns out to be turns out to kill somebody.
Right.
Yeah,
Crazy.
it's a good film nevertheless, though.
I saw a film where I forgot the name of this film, but I saw a film last year that the chick met a guy on an app. He ended up sleeping with him, but then he ghosted her. But when she found out, like she was tracking him down, and she found out that he wasn't human or some shit like that. Like he was like an alien, and she was like so caught up with him, and it started making her crazy. I forgot the name of that film, but that was on. I think that was on Shudder last year. But it was a good film, but it was like another. They doing a lot of these social media concept, story driven films. I've seen a lot of these already.
Was it? I'm trying to think. I think I know what movie you're talking
Yeah,
about.
I forgot the name of it though. But she went crazy, like because like she was like he stopped calling her after they slept together, and then like she was tracking him down. And when she found him, he wasn't like a human though. He was like some other creature.
Yikes.
You
I
know,
think you said it came out last year.
yeah, it came out on Shutter.
I think I know what you're talking about
I forgot
too.
the name of it though. I should have wrote it down.
Wow.
Yeah, that was. I'm gonna find out the title again, but that was a pretty good like it was a trippy, horror type of film, but that's another one of those films where it was like it was related to online dating or whatever.
It wasn't called Match, was it?
Match? Nah, I don't think it was Match.
I think I
It
know.
was another title. I would have remembered that title. It was another title they had for it.
Yeah, I know. I think I know what movie you're talking about. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I wanted to mention yeah, Companion was on my list. That was a good one. Last Breath. That was based on a true story about it was like an oil rig, and they went down in like the ocean to do some
Yeah.
construction, and then one of the workers ended up getting caught down there, and he lost air, but he still lived, but he had passed out underwater for like a couple of hours or some shit,
Right.
and they had to like they had to get him back, and that was a good film. The guy that played Shang-Chi from Marvel, he was in the film,
Okay.
and Woody Harrelson was in the film, and that was a good film. I can't believe that somebody actually lived through that though. Like to be that many depths underwater and live through that shit and without any oxygen was just crazy.
Right.
That was a good film. F1 with Brad Pitt and Damson Elba. I think I'm saying his name right. The dude
Yeah.
from Snowflake. He was in the film, and he's playing like a race car driver, and he's like the young, flashy race car driver, and Brad Pitt is like the old head that comes back, and he's trying to he steals some of his shine, and then the young cat is jealous of him. That was a good film. With the racing scenes were great. They had Lewis Hamilton, one of the NASCAR drivers, was in that film. They had other cameos from NASCAR drivers in that film. That was a good film. Definitely enjoyed that. That's pretty much it though. That's about it. As far as like the good films, the bad films, the mid tier films I went through. The one film, One Battle After Another with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tiana
Yeah.
Taylor. I watched it. I didn't think it was great.
Oh wow.
I think Tiana Taylor's performance was better than his. I mean, to be honest, because he played like a crackheadish. I think he was like her father or some shit, or adopted father or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think her performance was good. I don't know if she's gonna get. I'm hearing people saying that it might get a couple of Oscar nominations, but I think her performance was good. I really enjoyed her performance in that film.
Wow.
To me, it was not one of the best Leo films though. I felt like I don't know. Like people feel like everything he do was great. I'm like, I don't think he had a great performance compared to Tiana Taylor.
Not all Leo films I think was good. I mean, some of his earlier films was good.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of them it's just like it's not my cup of tea.
Right. You got Afterburn with Batista. I enjoyed that film, but Batista always do like a lot of mid tier films. He don't have like that one breakout role to me.
He needs it.
Yeah, he does. Because I actually think he's a good actor. I think he could get better.
I think so too.
I think the best film I've seen him in, I loved him in Army. Was it what was it? Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
The zombie film. That was good. I think that was like his best performance as an actor.
Yeah.
So you had that, and yeah, that's pretty much it for like the mid tier and the bad and the good stuff. So you got anything else you want to mention before we leave?
Let me see. There was another movie I saw. Oh yeah, one more movie I want to mention. It's a movie called The Dead Thing.
Okay.
So this one here, this one's pretty much about this Well, it relates to online dating. So
Mhm.
she meets this guy
That's the
online.
one. That's the one I seen on Shutter. The Dead Thing. That's the name of it.
The Dead Thing. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's the one where she slept with the she met the guy online and she slept with him and then he didn't call her back.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. Yeah,
He didn't call it back. And
yeah,
in this one, I mean, it was it was mid. It was mid. I
yeah.
mean, he like it wasn't like the greatest movie, but then at the same time, like it could have been better. Like
Right.
there was a couple things about it that I didn't. The pacing of it was
Mhm.
a little bit. It was a little bit slow.
Yeah.
Honestly, I expected more. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I expected horror, gore, but it wasn't really scary to me. Not
Right.
like that. It didn't really.
But
It didn't make
what
me
was
think.
they, and they never explained what the guy was like. What was he, an alien? Was he a creature? What the hell was he?
I have no idea. I had no clue.
They never explained what the hell he was. I'm like, how do you do a movie like that and you don't explain because he wasn't human. He was something else.
Exactly.
I didn't understand that.
And it was to me, it was an unfinished film to me.
Yeah.
It was an unfinished film to me.
Yeah.
It just that was my gripe. It just to me wasn't finished.
Right.
And it's like, well, okay, what is the whole point? What was this movie really about? Like, was he like this ghost alien creature,
Right.
whatever the hell he is? Like, what is it?
She caught feelings from night one. Like he put it on her and it's like she went crazy after that.
Exactly. She went
And
crazy.
she started like blowing up his phone and texting him and she wasn't getting no response. And then she started like going to his house and you know what I mean? I'm like, what was it? I'm like, this guy was not human. Like he was like twitching at times. He saw him like it was almost like he was like in double in like you know what I'm saying? I'm like, what was he? Like they never explained if he was an alien, if he was some other. They didn't drop the ball with that.
Yeah, they did 100%.
You know. But yo, this was a great live stream. We talked about some of our favorite films from 2025, some of our mid films, and just complete trash. You know, and I definitely enjoy it. I want to definitely do more movie stuff this year coming up, and you know, I was supposed to do a Stranger Things. I know Rayshawn mentioned he's watching Stranger Things. I was supposed to do a Stranger Things review, but the person that I was supposed to do it with, like, she caught stage fright. Like, she wants to be a content creator, but she don't want to be on camera. And I told her, I'm like, for you to be a content creator, you gotta show yourself. And she's not ready yet to do that. So I don't know if I'm gonna still do it, but I know Mojo Flow. Shout out to Mojo Flow. He's into Stranger Things, but he's still on season 2. So I can't wait for him. At some point, maybe we'll do the whole series, but I know he's still on season 2. But you know, stay tuned for more movie stuff coming up this year. Definitely gonna do that.
For sure.
Mike, tell them where they can find you at and what you got coming up.
All right, so you can catch me on Mike's Movie Corner and more. What I got coming up is I have Staying Alive review. That's coming up. I don't know if it's gonna. It might. Oh, it might be a potential trash review. Might be potential.
Potential trash.
My potential. I've seen the movie. Hey. Have you seen it? No.
I saw both of them. I only saw it once though. Like the first one is the best one, but I don't remember. I don't remember what happened in the sequel though.
If you want to get on that now.
When you doing that?
I'm trying to do it this week.
All right.
Let's see what Red is doing this week.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know. I'll definitely go back and watch it on streaming. Hopefully it's on streaming.
It's on I think it's on Paramount.
It's on Paramount. It's not on Tubi. You know how Tubi got every fucking thing. That shit should be on there.
You could try Tubi. Yeah, Tubi got everything.
Yeah, they got everything. So they got your good films, they got the trash, your classics, your mid. The app got everything. So that should be on there. I'm gonna definitely look for it and watch it.
Yep, for sure.
You know. Definitely salute to everybody that came through. Ray Sean, salute to you. Happy New Year, Reg. We're gonna be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. We're doing a special live stream. I'm not even gonna tell you what it is, but something special. We have a couple of guests that's gonna drop by for that. That's definitely gonna be a great one. And then Friday, I'm gonna be doing Raw Takes Unfiltered. Mike, I know you're gonna be a guest on that.
Yeah.
I gotta see. I gotta talk to homie. If not this Friday, the next Friday, we're gonna have you on as a guest. And
Okay.
yeah, we go live for every Friday night at 9 p.m. on YouTube. Me and the homie Movie Info. Follow his channel also on YouTube. He's a great movie collector, very knowledgeable. He's also an artist. He used to rap, and we just do a lot of great streams, and it's a brand new podcast that we started. We also got the Raw Takes Unfiltered YouTube channel. So subscribe to that. We're gonna be putting a lot of the live streams over on that channel, and then at some point we're gonna go to that channel and just do the live streams over there. But check us out on Fridays and stay tuned for more, man. Appreciate it,
All
Bite.
right. Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you.
Peace. All right,
Peace.
later.
Later.